Hey guys, welcome to the Rubin Report. Contrary to reports on CNN, I am not Juror B37. I am Dave Rubin. We've got two great comedians with us this week, Soltanovich and Jimmy Dore, both repeat guests on the Rubin Report. And
yes,
it's not easy. It's not easy to do that.
I never know what you're going to say.
Two-time repeat guest, that's right. All right, we got a lot to talk about, so let's roll. Twitter. I love Twitter, full disclosure, addicted to Twitter. Never want to say anything bad about Twitter, but I'm a little displeased with the Twitter people this week because there is a lawsuit in France. You know, France has strict hate speech laws. You can't deny the Holocaust. They don't want people putting up pure hate speech, anti-Semitic stuff, anti-Muslim stuff, blah, blah, blah. And now the French government is cooperating with Twitter, or Twitter is cooperating with the French government, I should say, to persecute people who are putting up hate speech on Twitter. That was the oddest, most roundabout logic intro I've ever given to a segment. Guys, we're all comedians. We love free speech. Not every country has it the way we have it here in America. But is this bad news that Twitter would cooperate with a government to stop people from saying what they want to say in the social media sphere? Kira, go.
Is it because I'm a Jew?
Jew,
start
take
with
it
the
away,
Jew.
Yeah.
If you can't be anti-Semitic on Twitter, then what is the point?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's the last sphere where you can...
It's the last place where it's
Yeah.
like, Jews, you cheap bastards, right? It's the last place to do that in 140 characters or less.
Yeah.
Look, there are a lot of complaints I have about the French. And if they want to lock down those anti-Semites, then that's their business. I feel like we should, because Twitter is based out of here, California, I feel like we almost have responsibility, right?
Right.
Silicon Valley, that's where I grew up in San Francisco. If that's what the government is saying, this is what we hold true in our government, I feel like maybe they should uphold that. I don't know. I just.
Right.
But then again, I also feel like a Jew joke is pretty funny usually.
It's generally funny. Now, Twitter did open offices in France recently, so they do have other legal obligations. Now it's not just that Twitter's here. Jimmy, comedian, we all free speech. We always back it, but Kira's down with what the French are doing.
I didn't know any of this stuff about France. And it's so funny when you started talking about this, I'm like, oh, I just read a story about this. I'm like, oh, that's right, because you said it to me.
I sent it to you. That was me yesterday sending you the email on that, yeah.
Jimmy just time traveled.
Yeah.
So he just got to yesterday.
For the record, one camera here, for the record, Jimmy strolled in 10 seconds ago with a banana and a traveling bag, like literally like a comedian, like you were going to throw a banana peel, and then where's your rubber chicken, dude?
There's no coffee today for some reason.
And there's no coffee here.
Anyway, I'll just say, it seems like, France is, I didn't know that you could police speech like that. Like you can't be mean to someone or you can't be disparaging.
Right.
But that's just funny to me, and I think it's because, they're overcompensating, obviously, the French, because...
They have small penises.
Because they're small penises.
Right.
Right. And and they stink, the penises. They don't put deodorant on them.
Yeah.
What?
And
they're always smoking and they're depressed. Yeah,
but it's because they sent the Jews to, work in concentration camp, or, they sent them away. They made a deal with Hitler. So they've had that guilty conscience now ever since then. So, but we don't have that here in America, right? In fact, we don't have one. You can say whatever you want on Twitter about anybody, right?
Right.
American Indians, African Americans, that doesn't matter.
Particularly if you're Alec Baldwin.
African Indians,
those
are worst. I can't take them.
Yeah.
I am all for, free speech, obviously, for our country, but I do feel like if the people of France then all of a sudden will go to Twitter to jump on the Jew bandwagon. Well, it's more of a train, but you know what I mean? Like if they jump on it, then I don't know. I'm torn by this because as a comic, I do believe in free speech.
Right.
But
now, I should say though,
I really am because let's go the opposite way because we do have free speech, right?
Yes.
Right.
What if there was some social network out of I don't know, the Middle East somewhere that we all jumped on? We were like, I love. It's so great to put pictures on that, but then they start. Taking a look at our picture.
So,
it could happen.
Come on.
It could happen.
But you don't think this is a good thing that you can't say what you want publicly.
I think, no, for us,
Yeah, for
because
us
we
it's
do in
good.
our country.
Yeah, but in France it's bad.
Right. Well, the
No, I
thing
don't
is,
think
we
it's bad,
have
but
we
it's-
have the First Amendment here. I mean, that's an American thing. Everyone
Right.
thinks, oh, everybody has the First Amendment,
No.
but,
they
but it's
don't.
actually just an American thing that was in our
Even
Bill
Canada
of Rights.
doesn't have it, eh?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
right. But I think you're onto something about, the Arab Spring. Look, if the government were working with Twitter to stop the tweets coming out of Tahrir Square, then they probably wouldn't have had the revolution last year or the revolution last week.
Yes.
So is that the real danger? That sure, it may seem okay at first that you quiet up some people that are spewing hate, but then ultimately you get people.
I don't think, I think it's like a bubble, or like a balloon. You squeeze it here, it expands there, and you can't. It's just like pornography, the more you try to push it down, the darker it gets, and the more pervasive. So I understand, like again, I understand their guilty conscience. I was shocked that Twitter rolled over like this for them.
Yeah.
They rolled over pretty easily. They could have fought back harder. And it makes me nervous now, like I have friends who just drop their Facebook accounts because they're sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of it. You go to a Huffington Post or any website, and all of a sudden they know who you are and what you've been doing, and here's what you're reading, and here's an ad because you were looking for that thing on Amazon yesterday. And I'm like, what the is going on?
Yeah, so wait, actually, let's take a look at some stats, some Twitter stats, who they're working with, and then we can talk about why. So in terms of censorship, in the second half of 2012, Twitter received over 1,000 requests from government agencies in the US and abroad. It complied to varying degrees. 69% of the time with respect to requests from American authorities, so that's pretty high. 33% from the Dutch, and never in cases of countries like India, Israel, or Turkey. But 70% of the time they're doing stuff that the US government wants. Now, we are in the US here. Does that make you a little nervous? We don't know what they're doing. We don't know what the government's doing.
Makes me nervous. Yes, I don't like that. I don't like that. It's ridiculous. Yes, I don't like social networks working with the government. Stop. If the government, if you, does that make you uncomfortable?
Yes,
it's
it does.
super
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
You guys see how much I tweet. I put a ton of stuff
Yes,
out
you're
there.
a good tweeter.
But then the thing is with Twitter, thank you very much. But Twitter, the thing is with Twitter, it is all public. It's not like what you're saying with Facebook, where like if you go to Huffington Post and then suddenly it magically appears on your Facebook.
Right.
Twitter, we all know that everything we say is that we're putting it out. So the issue here is about anonymity, right? Because if you were saying something particularly hateful anonymously, you know what I mean? It's not like you know what you put something out and it has your name attached to it. Versus if you were trying to fight the government anonymously,
Right.
Well,
I have a couple of those pages. Yeah. You don't want to know about that.
These were anonymous people who were doing it and not clandestinely,
Yeah.
tweeting anti-Semitic stuff in France.
Yes.
And so Twitter said, "I'll let you know who these guys are."
right. And it's not just anti-Semitic stuff, it's anti-Muslim stuff. It's just,
What
it's
the hell?
pure hate, basically.
So what could they be? But the thing is, we don't know what those things were that the government
Right.
requested from Twitter and what Twitter gave them. Like you said, it is public. So what the fuck are they requesting, right?
Right, it's a little bizarre. Anyway, Twitter, I just want to say to you personally, I still love you, and we'll keep doing this, and you got to do what you got to do.